Alright, hello guys. In this video we're going to be talking about a potential next snowstorm that's going to be impacting regions like the northeastern United States as well as some of the south central United States. And I say potential because this is actually a system that is expected around Thursday, Friday time frame, and we have a lot of different signals coming in from the model, so it's going to be a lot to talk about in this video. But before I get started with this video though, I would ask that you do subscribe if you do like weather-related content, and also make sure to share this video with your friends and family if they live in the impacted regions. Let's get right into things. So I must mention that I am making this video the night before it comes out. So I'm making this video on Saturday night, and this video is coming out on Sunday. I know I usually make my weekly forecasts on Sunday, but I had a lot of plans for this Sunday, and that's a very time-consuming video to make, so I had to come up with something else. And the weekly forecast is going to be coming out Monday morning, so hopefully that's not too confusing for you guys to understand. Let's get into this first frame here, and we're looking at the beginning of our storm system on our 18Z GFS model run, and that's the model run we're going to be using here, and we're going to be looking at the Canadian model and the European model as well. And on our first frame here, you can see we have some snowfall going on for the four corner states, and things are really not coming together yet for the south central United States too much, and that's going to be by Tuesday. I'd say Tuesday 12 a.m. there, so that's not Thursday yet, but let's get headed towards Wednesday. This is going to be kind of Tuesday late evening, I would say, heading towards Wednesday. And we can see we have some light to moderate snow going on for Texas, New Mexico, portions of Oklahoma as well. And some rainfall for most of Texas could lead to some thunderstorms there for the Dallas-Fort Worth area, potentially. I see some yellows and oranges there. Now we're about to move on where we're going to start talking more about the northeastern United States and more of the Midwest regions, a little bit further north than Texas and Oklahoma and New Mexico, as the system progresses Wednesday into Thursday and Friday. And as you can see here, we're going to be dealing with maybe some snow showers for Kansas, Missouri, Iowa, Illinois. Keep in mind, we're already almost at 100 hours out, so a lot of this could be different. I'm mostly making this video to just bring up the fact that we're going to have our next winter storm to track here going on, headed towards the middle of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday time frame. We're really going to be talking about some more action coming up in that time frame, maybe even some severe weather for the southeastern United States and deep south, like I kind of suggested earlier in the video. Now let's move on once again. That was Wednesday afternoon. Let's head towards about Thursday 2 a.m. February 13th. And you can see we have some of those deeper reds there for Tennessee, Kentucky. That could be some thunderstorms going on. But we do see that snow for Indiana, Ohio, headed into northern Pennsylvania. Things are about to get very, very interesting on this model run when we head forward, because we're going to start to see this really move further east, and once it gets over the coastal United States, typically that's when we start to see these systems really intensify. So by Thursday time frame, later on Thursday into Friday, that's when we're going to start to really see that potentially happen for New England. But again, there is a lot of models here, and a lot could change as we head forward. Now we're about to move on where we're going to start to see this one really begin to enter the northeastern United States, and it's going to really start to intensify like I suggested before. Thursday morning time is really when we're expecting to possibly see that transition into a more potent storm occur. Now, as you can see here, as we move towards about 8 a.m. on Thursday, February 13th, we start to see that snow become more moderate to heavy, I would say, for Indiana through Ohio, Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and in through Massachusetts, southern Vermont, southern New Hampshire, and Maine. And history would have it this winter that we start to see this shift north. We've seen this shift all around on the GFS. We're going to take a look at our GEM model and European model throughout this video, so don't worry about that. I am going to show you guys what all the different models are showing for this storm. And then again, we're going to make our weekly forecast Monday, but after that point, we're going to start to really talk about only this storm specifically as we move forward. Let's move forward one more frame, and you could start to see things start to really get intense here. We see that moderate to heavy snow digs down deep into the more southern New England regions as we head towards Thursday, maybe 4 p.m. on February 13th. Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, southern regions there in Massachusetts that have not seen a lot of snow. Southern New Hampshire, southern Maine, southern Vermont, and a lot of upstate New York. All of these regions are receiving moderate to heavy snow, but particularly Massachusetts, coastal New Hampshire, and then down there for portions of Connecticut and Rhode Island. This could lead to some very quick accumulations, but the GFS is suggesting that we will have a 992 millibar low pressure system, which is very, very intense. So some very interesting things being shown up here, but again, this could be way further north, way further south, or it could be spot on, and that's the exciting stuff with weather, as we have to track it as we move forward, and that's what really gets me pumped up about the weather. Now, we're about to move on and take a look at what the rest of this GFS run has to say, and then we're going to take a look at our Canadian model and the European model, like I said before. All right, so let's take a look here. This is going to be by time we're reaching about 8 p.m. on Thursday, February 13th. And you can see it's basically just snow showers lingering around. So it's all said and done by that point. And you can see this kind of linger through the morning time. I actually noticed that. This is about 2 a.m. on Friday, February 14th. And we can still see those snow showers for New England. That could lead to a little bit of a sneaky 1 or 2 extra inches overnight that night after the storm is all said and done. But again, this is pretty minor details in a more long-range system, so it's really, really tough to say if that would even be accurate as we move forward. Let's take a look at that Canadian model. We're starting things out on Thursday at 2 a.m., February 13th, and you can see we have some rain showers down there for Tennessee and Kentucky. Let's move forward towards Thursday afternoon, and you can see it's a huge difference here, and this is what we've been struggling with all winter, as we've seen these models have just completely different solutions. Southern Indiana, northern Kentucky, southern Ohio through West Virginia and Maryland getting snowfall. And as we move forward towards 2 a.m. on Friday, February 14th, we see northern Virginia, West Virginia, southern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, D.C., all getting snowfall, and southern New England, extreme southern New England, that is, getting snowfall as well. So obviously very, very different than what the GFS was showing, and this is why it's going to be so challenging to forecast. And as we move forward towards about 8 p.m. on Friday, February 14th, we see southeastern Virginia and northeastern North Carolina, as well as the eastern shore and the Delmarva there, getting moderate snowfall, leading to a sneaky 3 inches of snow potentially. So, I mean, very, very different solutions being thrown on the table as of right now. And then here's that European model, and you can see it's way further north. This is actually the same storm, believe it or not. So we have a storm way further north here on the European model than even what the GFS or the GEM model were showing. So hopefully you can tell just how much confusion we have moving forward. But we're going to continue to track this one, like I said before, and I'm very excited to do so. Now, we're about to get started with that total snowfall forecast according to all 3 of these models, which is also going to be very exciting to take a look at to see how much snowfall you could expect according to, again, all 3 of those models we just took a look at. All right, first things first, here's your Canadian model, and we can see within those blue shades, including southeastern Virginia, Delmarva, and northeastern North Carolina, which is the weirdest area receiving snowfall on this model. We can see within the blue colors, we're expecting a dusting to 3 inches of snow there. We can see that pretty widespread throughout the northeastern United States and the mid-Atlantic states there. As we move into the purple shades, that's where we're looking at a general 3 to 6 inches of snow. So we can see some of that for West Virginia, northern Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and then some of the New England states. And then even in those pink shades, we're expecting 6 to 12 inches of snow. I am noticing that northern Vermont is expected to get the most snowfall according to this model out of any of the other areas. We also see the Berkshires getting 6 to 12 inches of snow, White Mountains, and then areas in northern Pennsylvania as well as areas in West Virginia as well. Let's move on and take a look at that GFS model. And as you can see, we still see that pink in some of those similar areas, but notice no snowfall for the Mid-Atlantic compared to the Canadian model. This is only, about 5 days out, and this is a giant difference on these snowfall forecasts, guys. This is big time difference here, and it's very difficult to differentiate and just decide what you actually think is going to happen here. Based on trends, I would say probably the GFS over the Canadian model is going to be the most accurate here. Northern Ohio, they're receiving 3 to 6 inches of snow, as well as northern Pennsylvania, upstate New York, and through the New England states. Again, blues is a dusting to 3 inches. Purple is 3 to 6 inches. And then Pink is 6 to 12 inches of snow. Let's briefly take a look at that European model. And again, this one was the most furthest north of all of them. Within our blue shades, or actually, sorry, within our gray shades, we're expecting a dusting to 2 inches of snow. Within those blue shades, we're expecting 2 to 6 inches of snow. And then within the purples, we're expecting 6 to 9 inches of snow. And in the pinks, we're expecting 9 to even 18 inches of snow. But we're a lot closer to 9 to maybe 12 inches of snow there for the Adirondacks, northern Green Mountains, and then there for the White Mountains and portions of Maine as well. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Again, be sure to share it with your friends and family, and I will see you guys in the next video.